million. Terms apply.
Welcome to the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee Semifinals. After 4 rounds featuring 209 spellers, we are down to 30. 19 girls, 11 boys representing 18 states, as well as the Bahamas tonight, all for the chance to go to Orlando next Thursday for the finals on ESPN2. So good to be back here covering this event. So good to see my man Paul Leffler, former Bee finalist. This is year number 15 for you, covering this event for us here at ESPN. Such a unique year, though. We've never seen anything like this as we continue the virtual matchups in the competition.
Never. In fact, it hadn't been since World War II that we didn't have a spelling bee, and last year, no spelling bee. My heart really goes out to those spellers who exhausted their eligibility and didn't get a chance to compete last year. But the bee is back. Scripps found a way to conduct this competition in a COVID-safe environment. I know the spellers have embraced it. They're ready to put on a show tonight and wow us with their brilliance.
I cannot wait. This all started on June 12th, and of course, we had the 209 spellers in the preliminaries and then the quarterfinals, all doing it virtually. We will continue that theme in the semifinals tonight, all leading up, of course, to the face-to-face competition at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Disney World Resort. That is Thursday night, July 8th on ESPN2. I want to remind our viewers, by the way, the very popular play-along is back over on ESPNU, so you can, of course, log in and play with us on your computer as well as the phone and if you have a tablet. Also, before we begin tonight's competition, we want to say hello to the new executive director of the Scripps National Spelling Bee. That is Michael Durnall. Hello, Michael.
Good evening. I'm Michael Durnall, the executive director of the Scripps National Spelling Bee. Welcome to the semifinals. The spellers you will cheer for tonight began their bee journey in classrooms and remote learning environments across the country, being named champions at their schools and in the regions to qualify for the Scripps National Spelling Bee. They have triumphed in the preliminaries and aced the quarterfinals to make it to tonight's competition, proving their spelling and word meaning knowledge. We have been proud to create a level and fair playing field for these virtual competition rounds. We've provided laptops to all the spellers and worked with our dedicated network of local sponsors and volunteers to certify results as live in-room proctors for each speller. I thank every person who is ensuring the integrity of this historic competition. These 30 semifinalists will inspire you with their beyond their years knowledge and poise as they vie for a spot at the finals. I, for one, am ready for the competition. Spellers, congratulations and good luck. Now let's begin.
Michael, thank you so much. I want to remind you, here's what's at stake. Among many things, the winner will receive $50,000 in cash, as well as a reference library from Merriam-Webster, among other things. And then you see second place, third place, fourth place, feeling very, very good about themselves. And, you know, more importantly, Paul, you and I have talked about the experience to go somewhere, something we have seen in the past, to go to D.C., right? And now you get the chance to go to Orlando and compete. And many of these young girls and boys, they have relationships online and they know everybody who they're competing with, and they get the chance to do this in person, something we haven't seen in 15 months.
Yeah, it's the first time there's been an extra carrot of a trip to Orlando for the finalists at stake, and I know they're pretty pumped up about it.
Okay, we have 30 spellers coming your way virtually here, and let's get ready to go out the gate here. And let's start with Roy Seligman from Nassau, the Bahamas, the 7th grader who's 12 years old. And, of course, let's bring in a familiar face, the official pronouncer since 2003, Dr. Jacques Bailey.
Hi, Roy.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Your word is physiolatrous.
Could I have all the information, please?
Physiolatrous is an adjective. It's from Greek, and it means of or relating to nature worship. Physiolatrous. The green man is a centuries-old physiolatrous symbol, often used as an architectural ornament. Physiolatrous.
Does this contain the Latin us meaning full of?
I don't see that given here.
Could you repeat all the information, please?
Physiolatrous is an adjective from Greek. physiolatrous means of or relating to nature worship, as in the green man is a centuries-old physiolatrous symbol, often used as an architectural ornament. Physiolatrous.
Physiolatrous. Physiolatrous. Physiolatrous.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done by Roy. Knew it was an adjective that gave him the ending. It's similar to the word idolatrous. That may have helped him with that last vowel before the ending.
See his face there, a moment of relaxation, at least right now. Let's go to our next speller, Charles Fennell from Bloomfield, Connecticut, the 8th grader, 13 years old, from the Noah Webster House of West Hartford Historical Society,
back,
his
Charles.
sponsor.
Oh, I like the setup.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this word has homonyms. The
Yay.
word is muse or muse. It's a noun from French and means a gap or hole, as in a hedge or wall, through which a wild animal is accustomed to pass.
Okay, muse. Are there altered pronunciations?
There's muse or muse.
Okay, muse or muse. Okay, are there, may I have the definition again?
Muse is a gap or hole, as in a hedge or wall, through which a wild animal is accustomed to pass.
Okay, muse or muse, okay. Can you repeat all information, please?
This word has a homonym. The word is muse or muse. Muse is a noun. Muse is from French. A muse is a gap or hole, as in a hedge or wall, through which a wild animal is accustomed to pass. Nick obstructed the muse in the hedge with a piece of plywood.
Okay, muse, okay. Does it contain the French ending ooze, meaning a female who does?
I don't see that given here.
Okay, muse.
Just like in person, the last 30 seconds, there can be no more exchange between speller and pronouncer, other than spelling the letters.
Muse.
Approaching 30 seconds.
Do you see the time, Charles?
I'm aware of that, but
Okay.
thank you.
All right.
M-O-U-S-E, muse.
Muse is spelled M-E-U-S-E.
Okay, thank you.
Charles, we're awfully proud of you. We enjoyed having you at the Bee in 2019 and having you back this year, and good luck in all your endeavors.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's Mary Brooks there has been a part of this competition for 50 years. Homonyms are always tough, Kevin, and the root he asked for might have helped him if the answer had been yes, but that's not the root of the word, so they can't say yes.
Our judges, Mary Brooks, Brian Sietzma, we will see them and hear from them throughout the night. Let's go to our next speller, Eric Williams from Fleming Island, Florida.
Hi, Eric.
Hi.
How are you tonight?
Good.
Your word is traditive.
Can you repeat the word?
Traditive.
May I have the definition?
Traditive means handed down from age to age without writing.
Does this come from Latin tradere, meaning to give or hand over?
Yes.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
I have just traditive.
Can you repeat the definition?
Handed down from age to age without writing. As in, Stella claimed that her strawberry scones were her family's secret traditive recipe. But Mark could see her Great British Baking Show cookbook under the table.
Can you repeat the word?
Traditive. Handed down from age to age without writing. Traditive.
Traditive. T-R-A-D-I-T-I-V-E. Traditive.
That is correct.
Experience paying off there for Eric. As soon as he heard that root word was the one he asked about, he knew what the spelling was, but that comes from studying those roots, knowing what they mean.
The 8th grader, 13 years old. Moving on. Our next speller, Ananya Augustine from Stockbridge, Georgia, 7th grader who's 13.
Hi, Ananya.
Hello.
Your word is calmatage.
Calmatage?
Calmatage.
Calmatage. May I have all the information?
Yes, calmatage has no alternate pronunciation that I can see. It's just calmatage. It's a noun from French, which formed it from Latin-derived Italian. Calmatage is the impounding of silt-laden water to build up low-lying areas. It's used in New Zealand. The City Council passed a measure to encourage alternating a year of calmatage with a year of cultivation in the lowlands.
Calmatage. Can you repeat the language of origin?
Calmatage is from French, which formed it from Latin-derived Italian.
Calmatage. Can you repeat all the information?
Calmatage is a noun from French, from Latin-derived Italian. It means the impounding of silt-laden water to build up low-lying areas. It's used in New Zealand. As in, the City Council passed a measure to encourage alternating a year of calmatage with a year of cultivation in the lowlands.
Calmatage. C-A-L-M-E-T-T-A-G-E. Calmatage.
Calmatage is spelled C-O-L-M-A-T-A-G-E.
Okay, thank you.
Ananya, we're proud of you and thank you for participating in the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Thank you.
And there's a case where the first two vowel sounds in that word were both tricky, and unless she had known the specific root and the meaning, she wouldn't have gotten it, and thus she did not.
Our next speller, 7th grader, 13 years old from Roanoke, Indiana. That is Ishan Ramrakiani.
Hi, Ishan.
Hi.
You ready for a word?
Not really, but okay.
Okay, well, let's give this a try. Your word is obli. This obli is a small flat cake or wafer. It's especially a wafer of altar bread.
Can I please have all the information?
Certainly. Obli has no other pronunciation I can see. It's a noun. Obli passed from Latin to French to English. And obli is a small flat cake or wafer, especially a wafer of altar bread. As in, Nana said she knew times had changed when Father Dorian said that the consecrated obli was gluten-free, because he's like totally doing paleo right now. Obli.
What's the language of origin?
Latin to French to English.
Very tough if you haven't seen this word before. There are a few parts of it that could trip you up. The ending is one. He may be tempted to double a consonant if he hasn't studied this or didn't pick up a clue in the meaning.
What's the definition?
Can't. Time.
Oh,
Do you see the time?
O-B-L-E-Y. Probably.
I have to have that repeated.
O-B-L-E-Y.
That is correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
The relief, and a guess, Kevin, clearly a guess. He had not seen that word, and that's just great instinct saying, you know, it's probably not this simple. I think I've got to make it a little trickier, and great guess.
One of the challenges we're seeing is these short words, right? 5-letter words have been kind of the theme here early on.
Sometimes the longer words are easier because they have more patterns to pick up on that'll help you.
Well, Ishan's dog is celebrating as well as he advances. Let's go to our next speller, Ananya Gautam from Potomac, Maryland, the 14-year-old 8th grader.
Welcome back, Ananya.
Hello.
Your word this time is Sponson. It's a structure outside the normal hull of a vessel to give added deck room or stability or protection for paddle wheels or to afford a gun platform. It's used as part of a boat. A sponson.
Sponson. May I please have all the information?
Sponson is a noun, probably an alteration of a Latin-derived English word. It's a structure outside the normal hull of a vessel to give added deck room or stability or protection for paddle wheels or to afford a gun platform, as in the gunner took his position at the aft side of the sponson.
Can you please repeat the language of origin?
Probably an alteration of a Latin-derived English word.
Sponson. Can you please repeat the definition?
A structure outside the normal hull of a vessel to give added deck room or stability or protection for paddle wheels or to afford a gun platform.
Sponson. Are there any alternate pronunciations?
I see just the one, sponson.
Sponson.
That last vowel sound is the schwa, always the deadliest possibility.
Sponson. Can you please repeat the sentence?
The gunner took his position at the aft side of the sponson.
Sponson. Sponson. S-P-O-N-S-O-N. Sponson.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Great job, Ananya. They say that word probably came from an alteration of the word expansion. Someone just said sponson. So, I mean, it doesn't follow a whole lot of rules. If she hadn't heard that before, that's a phenomenal guess.
Ananya's favorite athlete is Katie Ledecky, a very popular choice here among many of our spellers. Our next speller from Plainview, New York, 7th grader, 13-year-old, Bhavana Madini.
Hi, Bhavana.
Hi.
Your word has a homonym. This word is rabbit. This rabbit is a channel, groove, or recess cut out of the edge or face of any body. Rabbit.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
I have just the one. Rabbit.
Can I have the language of origin?
It came to English from French, which formed it from originally Latin parts.
Can I have it in a sentence?
Yes, Nathan slid the last piece of plywood into the rabbit and announced that, other than 9 extra screws, 2 shelves, and 4 leftover wood chunks, he had assembled his first IKEA dresser.
Can you repeat the word?
Rabbit.
Rabbit. R-A-B-B-E-T. Rabbit.
That is correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's always a little scary to hear them say this word has a homonym. You're saying, uh-oh. But if you've studied the homonyms of common words, you're going to be in a good position, and she was.
You paused there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Our next speller from Auburn, New York, 7th grader, 12 years old, Emma Shroika.
Hi, Emma.
Hi.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Your word is epiphram.
Epiphram. Does that come from the Greek root epi, meaning upon?
Yes.
Can I have the definition?
An epiphram is a membranous or calcareous septum with which many gastropods close the shell aperture in hibernation or summer dormancy.
Can I have the language of origin?
Sure. Can we see your hands just thoughtfully under your chin,
sorry.
maybe? Great. Thank you. The language of origin. Epiphram is from Greek.
Yeah. Are there any other pronunciations?
I see just the one, epiphram.
Can I have the part of speech?
Epiphram is a noun.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Sure. Many snails will produce an epiphram while dormant or in dry conditions in order to preserve moisture and reduce the risk of desiccation. Epiphram.
She
Can you repeat
recognized,
the language of origin?
Greek.
she recognized the first half, but does she see a familiar pattern in the second half from a word we all know?
Can you repeat the definition?
A membranous or calcareous septum with which many gastropods close the shell aperture in hibernation or summer dormancy.
Epiphram. Epiphram.
Epiphram is spelled E-P-I-P-H-R-A-G-M. So close.
And Emma, we know how hard you've worked. Your dedication to the Spelling Bee 2019 and 2021, it's amazing, and maybe we'll see you next year.
And of course, they're
Thank
proud of
you.
her in Central New York,
Thank you.
Kevin, but you could see her pausing, thinking about putting the G in because she knows the word diaphragm.
Yeah.
Just her unfamiliarity with that word caused her to skip the
She was
G.
on a roll in that pause right there, right? 27 spellers remain. Our semifinals continue with the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee right here on ESPN2 after this.
Truthfully, it's frustrating to see how fast dust reappears.
But dusting with a cloth is a pain.
And dealing with a bulky vacuum is such a hassle. Ugh. So now, we use our Swiffer Sweeper
And dusters. The fluffy fibers, they pick up dust easily, grabbing it in all those hard-to-reach places. Gotcha!
And for our floors, Sweeper's textured cloths lock all kinds of dirt, dust, and pet hair. Unlike my vacuum, it sneaks under and around places. Look at that.
Dust-free and hassle-free.
Stop cleaning, start Swiffering.
These aren't your normal nachos. Nuh-uh. With double the seasoned beef and a large drink for just $5, it deserves a name with some oomph. Something grand. Or grande. It's the $5 grande nachos, only at Taco Bell.
The 93rd Annual Scripps National Spelling Bee is brought to you by the Bee Alumni Group. All past national finalists invited. And thousands of schools that compete every year. Has your school caught the buzz? 27 spellers remain. Kevin Nagani alongside Paul Leffler here. Of course, this is a virtual competition in the semifinals. Here are the guidelines. You see the integrity pledge there with the onboarders. The third-party proctor in the room. So if you watch this at home, you will notice every now and then you will see somebody in the background. And of course, they're there making sure they're certifying that the speller competed without receiving any assistance. And of course, Scripps supplied laptops with the back-end monitoring. We've gone through this for a few rounds. And again, there's a proctor in the background and the virtual setup.
And if she were actually spelling, she would have her hands up. They want to see your hands so they know you're not typing on a keyboard or doing anything that would give you an unfair advantage. It's really more for the other spellers watching to know that, hey, everything's above board. There's nothing crazy going on here.
Okay, as we mentioned, 27 spellers remain, and you see the environments many of our contestants are experiencing here. One thing we're noticing is the time is being used here as they are given 2 minutes in this round. Let's go to our next speller from North Carolina, Srithan Gajula, who's sponsored by the Carolina Panthers from Marvin Ridge Middle School, the 14-year-old 8th grader.
Hi, Srithan.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
So your word is cavatappi.
Cavatappi. May I have all the information, please?
Sure. Cavatappi is a noun. It was formed in Italian from an originally Latin part and an originally Germanic part. Cavatappi is pasta in the form of a spiral tube, as in, Mallory understood that her dad wanted to stock up on supplies since they were stuck at home. But she thought that maybe 100 rolls of toilet paper and 50 boxes of cavatappi was just a little extreme.
Cavatappi. Are there any alternate pronunciations?
I see just the one, cavatappi.
Cavatappi. C-A-V-A-T-A-P-P-I. Cavatappi.
That is correct.
Thank you.
He didn't need the extra time. He's seen that word before. And I tell all prospective spellers, look at the menu when you go out to eat and then spell check it. You'll find a lot of really good spelling words there.
See that smile by Shree trying to hold it in, the 14-year-old. Let's go to the 12-year-old, 6th grader, and that is Raj Basu Sarkar from Perrysburg, Ohio.
Hi, Raj Shakar.
Hi.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, your word is sericious. Sericious means having a fuzzy surface, specifically covered with soft, silky hairs.
What is the language of origin?
Sericious went from Greek to Latin.
Definition's a big clue here, if he recognizes the root.
Is this coming from the root os?
You have to ask that and give a language.
Keep your hands up for us, please.
Is it coming from Latin root os?
Could you say it a little louder? I'm not hearing you.
Is it coming from the Latin root os?
I'm not seeing that here.
I think we need a meaning too.
Oh, we need the meaning.
What is the meaning?
Oh, so the meaning of the word is having a fuzzy surface, specifically covered with soft, silky hairs. Keep your hands
Any
up.
alternate pronunciation?
I see just the one, sericious.
Yeah, the word is sericious.
Sericious. Can you say it again?
Sericious. C-I-R-E-C-I-O-U-S. Sericious.
Sericious is spelled S-E-R-I-C-E-O-U-S.
We'll hope to see you back in years ahead, Raj.
With the virtual competition, hearing and saying both key components, obviously, if he had recognized the root for silk, that's what the word comes from, he would have maybe had a shot.
Yeah, Rogers talked about his favorite way to study. I'm an auditory learner, and that's why he was trying to understand.
Yeah.
And again, for the 12-year-old, very tough environment and situation for all these spellers doing it virtually. Let's go to our next speller. That is Isabella Fletcher from Steubenville, Ohio, the 13-year-old 7th grader.
Hi, Isabella.
Hi.
So your word tonight is Hessian or Hessian.
Can I have all the information?
Sure. Hessian or Hessian is a noun. Hessian is from a German place name plus an English combining form. A Hessian is a mercenary soldier, as in Tex O'Reilly was a Hessian in the Boxer Rebellion and the Mexican Revolution, and claimed to have fought in 8 other wars under many flags. Hessian, Hessian.
Here's the word
Can I have the definition again?
A mercenary soldier.
A knowledge of history can really help. She says that's her favorite subject.
Hessian. Can I have the language of origin?
It's from a German place name plus an English combining form.
Can I have all the pronunciations again?
I have Hessian and Hessian.
Hessian. H-E-S-S-I-A-N. Hessian.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Oh, that smile says a million words right there, doesn't it?
It's her own birthday gift to herself. She is celebrating her 13th birthday today. Congratulations, Isabella. And our next speller is from East Greenwich, Rhode Island. That is Seyon Kim, the 14-year-old 8th grader.
Hi, Sayan. So your word tonight has a homonym. The word is morale or morale. Morale is a fiber bag usually used as a food bag for horses. It's also called a nose bag, a morale.
Can you give all the information?
Sure. Morale and morale are the pronunciations. Morale is a noun. It's from Spanish. A morale is a fiber bag usually used as a food bag for horses, a nose bag, as in, Aubrey did not mind playing horsey with her little brother. But a few hours later, when she was in the barn eating oats out of a morale, she realized things had gone too far. Morale, morale. Can you say it for us?
Morale.
Little louder.
Morale.
Morale and morale.
Another tough one if you haven't seen it. There are some parallel words that may be more familiar.
Morale. M-O-R-A-L-E. Morale.
I'm sorry, morale is M-O-R-R-A-L.
I hope that being in the Scripps National Spelling Bee has made your 8th grade year special, and we thank you for all the hard work you put into it.
And if you're watching at home saying, hey, she spelled morale, that's how you spell it, well, that's a different meaning. That's why they told her there's a homonym.
You're watching the semifinals of the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee right here on ESPN2. More after this.
This is what freedom sounds like. And this is what freedom smells like. Enjoy 30 days of open road freshness. Febreze car.
I think we need a bigger yard.
With our credit? This yard's fine. Go long.
Too long. But then I hear I found you.
Yeah. Look, Credit Karma can show us how to improve our credit for free. Then we can get a place with a bigger yard.
You hear that, Nora?
Yay.
From free credit scores to home loans and everything in between. Credit Karma. Download the app today.
The 2019 Spelling Bee was miraculous. After 20 rounds and over 26 hours of competition, 8 spellers completed their ultimate goal, beating the dictionary. For the first time in all 93 years of the Bee, 8 co-champions were crowned. They'll be forever known as the Octo Champs.
Most certainly a special night. That was the last time you saw the Spelling Bee. And again, history was made with the Octo Champs. And Paul, what do you notice about that night and what happened, how it's affecting the semifinals tonight?
Well, the Octochamps really sent shockwaves throughout the spelling world because they basically said, hey, your competition isn't tough enough. We mastered it. So Scripps has responded and said, you know what, we're going to kick up the level of difficulty a little bit to match the level of preparation that the spellers are bringing to the table. And I think we've seen that already with 5 of the 12 spellers hearing that bell already tonight.
Yeah, 25 remain as we continue the semifinals here. And let's continue to go with another young lady that is an 8th grader, 14-year-old. Akshita Balaji from Herndon, Virginia. Her school, Carson Middle School.
How are you doing, Akshita?
Hi, Dr. Bailey. I'm doing good, thank you.
So you ready?
Well, I don't really have a choice.
Well, you've been working hard. Okay, let's try this. Your word is foveaform. Also foveaform. It's like a small depression or pit.
Okay, does this come from Latin iform, meaning shaped like, or having the shape of?
Yes.
Okay, what's the language of origin?
It's from originally Latin parts.
Which should give her the start of the word.
Could you please repeat the word?
Foveaform and foveaform.
Okay. Can I have the part of speech?
It's an adjective. Foveaform, foveaform.
Okay, could you please use the word in a sentence?
Sure. The foveaform structures located below the eyes of a pit viper are extremely sensitive, heat-sensing organs that enable the viper to locate its prey in the dark.
Okay, foveaform. Can I have the definition one more time?
Foveaform is like a small depression or pit. Foveaform or foveaform.
Okay, could you repeat the language of origin, please?
Originally from Latin parts.
Okay, could you repeat the word one more time?
Foveaform, foveaform.
Okay, foviiform. Foveaform. Foviiform.
Foviiform is spelled F-O-V-E-I-F-O-R-M. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Akshita, so impressive, your performance in 2019 and getting to the semifinals. May you have every success in the years ahead.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, that was her last time in this competition. When she got the suffix, I thought she had that I. Oftentimes in Latin-derived words, that connecting vowel there is going to be an I.
Okay, we're going to stay in the state of Virginia. Let's go to Ashburn, Virginia. Ashrita Gundari, the 14-year-old 8th grader from Stonehill Middle School.
Hello again, Ashrita.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Your word tonight is quondam or quondam. It means having been formerly. Sorry, not formally.
Quondam or quondam, can you repeat the pronunciations again?
Quondam, quondam.
Could I have all of the information, please?
Sure. Quondam or quondam is an adjective from Latin. It means having been formerly, as in Jared and his quondam stepbrother are still the best of friends.
Can you say the word one more time?
Quondam, quondam.
That alternate pronunciation gives her the last
Thank
vowel
you.
sound.
Can you repeat the language of origin, please?
Latin.
But what about the first one?
Okay. Does this come from the Latin quo or qui, meaning who?
You're on the right track.
Thank you. Can you repeat the word, please?
Quondam, quondam.
Quondam or quondam. Q-U-O-N-D-A-M. Quondam.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Outstanding job knowing those Latin roots. And again, you have to know the definition of it to get that yes answer, or you're on the right track.
There is some confidence that was building in that as she was asking questions, right? You could tell. Our next, and by the way, we've been invited into so many rooms doing this virtual experience. And how about our next contestant? It's a bee-themed room decorated by her mother. I love that. Let's go to Avani Joshi from Roscoe, Illinois.
Hi, Avani.
Hello.
Your word is renitent or renitent.
Renitent. May I have the definition, please?
Obstinately defiant of authority or restraint, stubbornly disobedient, as in Shiomara's renitent dog, Professor Puddles, not only refused to sit on command, but also demanded a belly rub and a head scratch every time he went outside or inside. Renitent, renitent.
May I have the language of origin?
Originally Latin, this word passed into French and English. Renitent, renitent.
Can I please have all the information again?
Sure. Renitent, renitent. Renitent is an adjective. Originally Latin, it passed into French and English, meaning obstinately defiant of authority or restraint, stubbornly disobedient. As in Shiomara's renitent dog, Professor Puddles, not only refused to sit on command, but also demanded a belly rub and a head scratch every time he went outside.
Can you pronounce the word again?
Renitent, renitent. Can you say it for us?
Renitent. Renitent. Okay. Can you pronounce the word again?
Renitent, renitent.
Renitent. R-E-N-I-T-E-N-T. Renitent?
That's correct.
Thank you.
It sure seemed like Avani knew the word as soon as she heard it the first time, the recognition, but she took her time, made sure, absolutely sure, it was the right word that she was spelling.
Favorite athlete, Naomi Osaka, Serena Williams. She wants to learn tennis from Osaka. Our next speller, Sahasrad Satish from Grays Lake, Illinois, the 7th grader who's 12 years old from Lake Forest Country Day School.
Hi, Sahasrad.
Hi.
Your word is Trabant.
Trabant. May I please have all the information?
Trabant is a noun. It went from Persian to Czech to German before entering English. A Trabant is an armed attendant, as of a royal personage. The prince's Trabant carried a sword in one hand and a breath mint in the other, because sometimes the prince's worst enemy was actually his own terrible coffee breath. Trabant.
Trabant.
That first vowel sounds a schwa. Watch out. Could be any vowel in the alphabet.
Trabant. 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 T R E B A N T, Trabant.
Trabant is spelled Trabant. Good try.
Yeah, congratulations for making it to the semifinals, and we'll hope to see you back.
Thank you.
Really wasn't a whole lot to help him there if he hadn't seen it.
You could see the 12-year-old was trying to figure it out. As we're now down to 23 spellers. You're watching the semifinals of the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Sometimes I'm alone, like no one ever knows. Then you take me by the hand. I feel better again when you smile. The sun peeks through the clouds, and I feel better now. Oh, I feel better now. Do 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 do.
There's the old way of saving. Then there's the Credit Karma way. No fees ever. A great savings rate. And a chance to win $1 million. Sorry, old way of saving. We just blew you away. Credit Karma Money. Deposit just $1 now for a chance to win $1 million. Terms apply.
Tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Eastern, tennis's third major gets underway on ESPN, highlighted by Novak Djokovic and Madison Keys matches. Then our coverage switches to ESPN 2, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 Pacific for 5 more hours. That's 10 and a half hours of Wimbledon coverage. That's also streaming live on the ESPN app. One app, one tap. Here, what to watch for here. Paul Leffler, Kevin Nagandi with you. So, words that leave you clueless. Help me, Paul.
When you hear these responses from the judges, you get a little more nervous, right? If there's no language of origin, what's going to help you figure it out? Imitative, it means they made up the word based on the sound of something, so that's not going to have a pattern. Words from proper names, if you don't know the proper name, tough to get the word. And sometimes that etymology, the languages that the word came to English from, can be a little misleading. Maybe it doesn't follow the patterns that those languages typically do follow.
We've seen so far in the semifinals, they get 2 minutes, and many of these spellers have taken it all the way down inside that 30 seconds, right? And we will see how it continues. We are down to 23 spellers, and let's continue with Kathleen Harper-Kesey from Castle Pines, Colorado, the 7th grader who's 13 from Reagan Middle School.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hi.
Your word is puissant or puissant or puissant. It means strong, powerful.
Puissant. May I please have all the information?
Puissant, puissant, or puissant is an adjective from Latin-derived French meaning strong or powerful, as in Hector's puissant outdoor cat, Little Miss Muffin, ruled the neighborhood with an iron paw. Puissant, puissant, or, puissant. Stress variant.
Puissant, puissant, and puissant. Would you please repeat the etymology?
From Latin-derived French.
And would you please repeat the definition?
Puissant means strong, powerful. Puissant, puissant, puissant.
French can help if she hasn't seen it before. I have a feeling, though, that
I'm
she
sorry,
has.
would you please repeat the etymology and the definition one last time?
Yes. Puissant means strong or powerful, and it's from Latin-derived French.
Would you please repeat all the pronunciations again?
Puissant, puissant, and puissant.
Puissant. P-U-I-S-S-A-N-T. Puissant.
That's correct.
Thank you.
A puissant performance there, and I know they're as happy for her back home in Illinois, where she moved from, as they are there in Colorado now.
You called it. It felt like she knew that she was in control there, and well done by Kathleen to advance. Our next speller is from Prairie Village, Kansas. Isha Babsar, the eighth grader who's 14 years young from Indian Hills Middle School.
Hi, Isha.
Hi.
So deep breath. Here we go. Pellucidity.
Pellucidity. May I have the definition, please?
Pellucidity is the quality or state of permitting one to see through to a remarkable degree.
Pellucidity. Okay, could I have the language of origin, please?
Pellucidity is from Latin.
Okay, could you please use it in a sentence?
Until the talent scout for So You Think You Can Dance knocked on her door, Nia had no idea that the pellucidity of her curtains had allowed the whole neighborhood to see her bust a move while cleaning the living room.
Pellucidity?
Pellucidity.
Single consonant or double is a question in her mind.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
Just pellucidity, the quality or state of permitting one to see through to a remarkable degree.
Pellucidity?
Pellucidity.
Okay. Could you repeat the word again, please?
Pellucidity. Pellucidity.
Pellucidity. Okay. Okay. Pellucidity. 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 No.
Pellucidity is spelled Pellucidity. So close.
And Isha,
Thank you.
just remember, there's so many young people out there that have watched you in 2019 and 2021. You're an inspiration and a role model to them. So thank you for your hard work.
Thank you.
You could see that pained expression on her face
Yes.
the entire time that she wasn't sure. That was a great guess. We saw how close she was. And another one, if you haven't seen it, very difficult.
Very encouraging words from Mary Brooks and, of course, Dr. Jacques Bailey early on. Our next speller is Aila Avantgarde from Harvey, Louisiana, the eighth grader who's 14 years old, Clover Lane Homeschool.
Hi, Zaila.
Hi.
You ready?
Probably.
Okay, let's hope so. So your word is valerium. Valerium.
Valerium. Does this, wait, what's the language of origin?
It's from Latin. It's an awning over an ancient Roman theater or amphitheater.
Does this word contain the Latin villa, meaning covering, basically?
Yes.
Does this word contain the Latin area, meaning place for it?
Yes.
Valerium. Are there any alternate pronunciations?
I see just the one pronunciation. Valerium.
Valerium. V-E-L-A-R-I-U-M. Valerium.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She just showed us why it's so important to know the roots, and that was like her killer crossover on the basketball court, the 1-2 punch. She got the first and the second, done.
I love her versatility, too. Her career choices, NBA coach or NASA scientist.
Not bad.
Not bad. Dealing with pressure on both sides, right? Our next speller, Colette Giesentanner from St. Louis, Missouri, the 8th grader who's 14 years old from Hickson Middle School.
Hi, Colette.
Hello.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Your word is phelum or phelem. The definition is cork.
Phelum. Phelam.
Phelem.
Could I have all the information, please?
Yes, there's phelum and phelem. A noun from Greek plus a combining form. It means cork. As in, when Gabriel had writer's block, he would just break off a piece of the phelum that made up his idea board and throw it away, so that his idea board seemed less empty. Can we hear you pronounce those pronunciations? Phelum and phelem?
Phelum. Phelum. Phelam.
Phelum, phelem.
Phelum. Phelum.
Phelum, phelem.
Greek
Phelum?
is a clue for the start.
Again.
Phelum, phelem.
Phelum. Phelim. What is the language of origin?
It's from Greek plus a combining form. Just keep your hands up.
Oh, yes, sorry. Phelum. Phelum.
And again, single or double on that middle consonant. A question in her mind if she hasn't seen it. Kind of sounds like maybe she hasn't. But the alternate pronunciation should help her on the back half.
Phelum. P-H-E-L-L-U-M. Phelum.
I'm sorry, phelum is P-H-E-L-L-E-M.
Colette, you just have impressed us so much. You did such a fabulous job in 2019. We know how hard you've been working for this year, so best wishes in everything you undertake in the future.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I thought that alternate pronunciation would help, but maybe she never really heard the distinction in this virtual B. It's different from being up close.
21 spellers remain. The semifinals continue right here on ESPN2 after this.
Did you know the source of odor in your home could be all your soft surfaces? Odors get trapped in your home's fabrics and resurface over time. Febreze Fabric Refresher eliminates odors. Its water-based formula safely penetrates fabrics where odors hide. Spray it on your rugs, your curtains, your furniture, all over your home to make it part of your tidying up routine. Febreze Fabric Refresher for an all-over freshness you'll love.
We need a bigger place.
With our credit? Besides, we just doubled our square footage with our upside-down upstairs.
Credit Karma can show us how to improve it for free. Then we can find a place with a bigger right side up.
Huh, that's really cool.
Dad passed out again.
Stop. It happened again?
Yep.
From free credit scores to home loans and everything in between, Credit Karma. Download the app today.
Largest and longest running educational program is back. That's right. After a year away, the Scripps National Spelling Bee returns in 2021 and from a new location. This year's Bee will be coming live from the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Walt Disney World Resort near Orlando, Florida. back with all the drama and emotions from years past. The 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee will be one to remember.
Kevin Nagandi back with you alongside Paul Leffler. An hour into the semifinals. 21 out of the 30 semifinalists remain here as we continue this opening round here Sunday night on ESPN2. Let's now go to Keller, Texas. 10-year-old, fifth grader, Vivinsha Viduru, Bear Creek Intermediate School, and Dr. Jacques Bailey. Take it away.
Hi, Vivinsha.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
You ready for this?
Yes.
Oh, good. So your word is foliate, and this foliate is the earliest form of mechanical clock escapement, consisting of a crossbar with adjustable weights for regulating the rate of oscillation of the spindle of the watch balance.
Can you please repeat the word?
Foliate.
Foliate. Can I have the language of origin?
Yes, it's from French, which formed it from a Latin word. It's a noun. Foliate.
Foliate. Does it have the Latin root folio, meaning leaf?
I don't see that given here.
Okay. Foliate. Can I have the part of speech?
Sure, it's a noun.
Foliate. Can I have the... can you please use it in a sentence?
Sure. Did you know the foliate was the most popular type of escapement for mechanical clocks for over 500 years, until the adoption of the pendulum in the mid-17th century?
Foliate. Are there any alternate pronunciations?
There's just the one. Foliate. It's a form of mechanical clock escapement.
We talked about how the shorter
Foliate.
words
Can I have the language of origin again?
can be harder.
French from an originally Latin word.
And no super indicative clues here to point her on the right path.
Foliate. F-O-L-I-O-T. Foliate.
That is correct.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vivinsha.
Just 10 years old. You talk about a bright future. Texas has had more champions than any other state. She may be on that path this year or someday in the future.
Her favorite movie, The Incredibles. I can hear Jack celebrating as she moves on. Well done by Vivinsha. Our next speller, 12-year-old seventh grader from Plano, Texas, Drew Baratia.
Hi, Drew.
Hello.
Your word is Teleran.
Teleran. Can I please have all the information?
Yes, Teleran is a noun. It consists of a Greek element plus a Latin-derived element from an English acronym plus an element from a Latin-derived English word. A teleran is a system of aerial navigation in which ground radar scans the area about an airport, and the results are televised so that the pilot of an airplane sees the positions of all craft in the vicinity superimposed upon a map of the area. As in, the pilot was such a workaholic that her idea of a relaxing night was to curl up on the couch, turn off Netflix, and just watch the teleran on her work computer.
Can you please repeat the origin of the word?
Teleran is from a Greek element plus a Latin-derived element, which is from an English acronym, plus an element from a Latin-derived English word.
Teleran. Can you repeat the definition one more time, please?
A system of aerial navigation in which ground radar scans the area around an airport, and the results are televised so that the pilot of an airplane sees the positions of all craft in the vicinity superimposed upon a map of the area.
Some big clues in that definition.
Teleran.
Schwa in the middle.
Teleran. T E L E R A N. Teleran.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Well done, Drew. The two words that word was formed from were television and radar, which were both in the definition, and he picked up on it.
His favorite athlete is Michael Jordan. You could see the confidence they're building at each letter he was saying out loud. Our next speller from Waco, Texas, Vihan Rai Sybil, the 6th grader who's 12 years old from River Valley Intermediate School.
Hi, Vihan.
Hi.
So your word has some homonyms. The word is facet. This facet is a tool as a rod or wire basket that is used in glass manufacturing to carry bottles to the annealing furnace.
Can I have all the information on this word, please?
Certainly. Facet is a noun of unknown origin. A facet is a tool used in glass manufacturing to carry bottles to the annealing furnace. It's a kind of rod or wire basket. As in, Gert carefully placed the glass trinket in the facet and took it to the annealing furnace where it could cool slowly before a final polishing. Facet.
You said the language of origin was unknown?
That's right, unknown.
Which always gives you pause.
Are there any alternate pronunciations for this word?
I have just the one, facet.
Can I have the part of speech, please?
Noun.
The definition?
A tool used in glass manufacturing to carry bottles to the annealing furnace. It's a kind of a rod or wire basket to carry the hot glass.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Gert carefully placed the glass trinket in the facet and took it to the annealing furnace, where it could cool slowly before a final polishing.
Facet. F-A-S-C-E-T. Facet.
That's correct.
Wow.
Exactly. He had to guess because he knew it wasn't the common word facet. He knew it wasn't faucet. He had to come up with something he hadn't seen before.
Look at him. A great reaction. Again, we continue to see a theme, 5 to 6 letter words, right? Early on in this round in the semifinals. Let's continue and stay in the state of Texas, Round Rock, Texas. 13-year-old 7th grader, Akshana Kama from Walsh Middle School.
Hi, Akshani.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Here we go again. Your word is calumet or calumet.
Calumet.
Calumet or
Can I
calumet?
have all of the information, please?
Sure. Calumet or calumet is a noun which came from French, which formed it from a Latin word. And I guess it goes back to Greek. The definition is a highly ornamented ceremonial pipe of various indigenous peoples of the Americas that was smoked at sacrifices and other magical or religious rites and on state occasions. In 1730, a leader of the Illinois tribe presented a calumet to the governor of French New Orleans as a symbol of diplomatic alliance between their two peoples. Calumet, calumet.
Can you repeat the language of origin, please?
Came from French, which formed it from a Latin word, and it went ultimately back to Greek.
Does this come from the French male diminutive suffix et?
You're on the right track.
Does this come from the French female diminutive ending et?
I don't see that given here.
Okay. Calumet, can you repeat both pronunciations, please?
Calumet and calumet.
Calumet. C-A-L-U-M-E-T. Calumet.
That's correct.
Thank you.
There's nothing like that relief, Kevin, when you don't hear the bell.
Akshani representing Texas. We're 4 for 4 so far from the state of Texas. By the way, the semifinals are virtual, but the emotions, the experience, that remains the same here, right here on ESPN2. More after this.
There's the old way of saving. Then there's the Credit Karma way. No fees ever. A great savings rate. And a chance to win $1 million. Sorry, old way of saving. We just blew you away. Credit Karma Money. Deposit just $1 now for a chance to win $1 million. Terms apply.
Did you know that every single flush flings odors onto your soft surfaces? Then they get released back into the air, so you smell them later. Ew, right? That's why Febreze created Small Spaces. Press firmly and watch it get to work. Unlike the leading cone, Small Spaces continuously eliminates odors in the air and on surfaces, so they don't come back for 45 days. Just imagine what it can do with other odors.
With Paul Leffler, Kevin Nagandi here with you. 21 spellers remain as we continue the semifinals of the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee. And some of the requirements here may not have had their 15th birthday on or before August 31st of 2020. And of course, 8th grade playing the same role with that deadline, August 31st of 2020. You also must have a sponsored bee winner. As we continue the state of Texas, 5 spellers in this group of the semifinals from that great big state. 4 for 4 of advance. Let's go to our final one. Tarini Nandakumar, the 5th grader.
Hi,
who's
Tarini.
10.
Hi.
So your word is syphilate.
Syphilate. Can I have the definition?
Syphilate means to whisper.
Syphilate. Can you use it in a sentence?
I absolutely promise not to syphilate when I pronounce these words, because I want you to have your best chance to spell it correctly. Could you hear that?
Yeah. Syphilate. Syphilate.
Can you say it again?
Syphilate.
Syphilate.
Syphilate. S-I-F-F-I-L-A-T-E. Syphilate.
That's correct.
Thank you.
I'm glad she didn't syphilate as she said it either. And it was that 8 at the end that really makes it a verb. That's what they wanted to make sure she knew what she was doing there.
Tarini representing the Cactus Ranch Elementary School and moving on at the age of 10 from Round Rock, Texas. Let's continue here. Let's go to Fitchburg, Wisconsin. Maya Jean Jondov, the 12-year-old 7th grader from Eagle School of Madison.
Hi, Maya.
Hi.
Your word is vesicant.
Vesicant. Can I please have the definition?
An agent as a drug or a plant substance that induces blistering.
Vesicant. Are there any alternate pronunciations?
I see just the one. There's vesicant.
Vesicant. Can I please have the language of origin?
It consists of a Latin part plus an English combining form. Vesicant.
Vesicant. Can you use the word in a sentence, please?
Brittany wore thick gloves in order to avoid contact with the vesicant.
Vesicant. Can you please repeat all the information?
Vesicant is a noun which consists of a Latin part plus an English combining form. A vesicant is an agent as a drug or a plant substance that induces blistering. Brittany wore thick gloves in order to avoid contact with the vesicant. Vesicant.
Vesicant. Can you pronounce the word again, please?
Vesicant.
Vesicant. Can you repeat the language of origin, please?
This word consists of a Latin part plus an English combining form.
Vesicant. Can you pronounce the word again, please?
Vesicant.
Vesicant. Vesicant. V E S I C A N T. Vesicant.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think that was probably her first instinct. She's a very experienced speller, and she knows that once, if you make a mistake, you can't get it back. So she took her time, very deliberate, and paid off.
So Maya moves on, our next speller from Colorado. 11-year-old, 6th grader, Vikram Raju.
Hi, Vikram.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Your word is medullary.
Medullary. Could I have the definition?
Sure. Medullary means of or relating to the central bony column in the cochlea of the ear.
Medullary. Could I have the language of origin?
Medullary is probably from Latin.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
I see just one, medullary.
Medullary. Does this come from the Latin medi, meaning middle?
I don't see that given here.
Medullary.
Medullary.
So that tells you he's unsure of that first schwa sound in this word, that very first syllable. But hearing
Can you say it
no
again?
really changed his initial path.
Medullary.
Medullary.
Does this come from the Latin diminutive end, Latin neuter diminutive ending olum?
I don't see that here.
Does this come from the Latin masculine diminutive ending olus?
You may be on the right track.
Could I have the part of speech?
Adjective.
Medullary. Medullary. M-E-D-I-O-L-A-R. Medullary.
Medullary is spelled M-O-D-I-O-L-A-R.
Vikram, to be 11 years old and in the 6th grade and to have made it this far and had competed in 2019, you're amazing. And I've got to tell you, we expect to see you back, okay?
Yeah, thanks.
Again, clearly because the root question he asked, the E was in his mind from the get-go, and even when he was told that wasn't the root, it wasn't persuasive enough, I guess, in his mind to change course.
Okay, let's go to the 12-year-old from 6th grade from California, Chaitra Thumala, Gale Ranch Middle School. Dr. Bailey.
Hi.
Hi, Chaitra. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. We having fun yet?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I hope you'll enjoy this word. The word is steganopodus.
Steganopodus. May I have all of the information?
Yes, steganopodus is an adjective from Greek, and it means having all 4 toes webbed, like my dog, I think. Pelicans and cormorants are familiar birds that are steganopodus. Steganopodus.
Steganopodus. Are there any alternate pronunciations?
I see just the one, steganopodus.
Steganopodus. Does this come from the Greek root pod, meaning foot?
Yes.
Does this come from the Latin suffix us, meaning full of?
Yes.
Could you repeat the word?
Steganopodus.
Steganopodus.
So she has the back half of the word.
A
What about
language
that?
of origin?
It's basically from Greek.
Steganopodus.
That second syllable, the schwa sound, which letter is she going to place there?
Steganopodus. Steganopodous. Steganopodus.
That is correct.
Chaitra was playing with us.
She's going to be ready if we get to that lightning round they're introducing in Orlando.
Well done by Chaitra as she moves on. Our next speller is from Sunnyvale, California, an 8th grader who's 14 years old, Vayun Krishna.
Hi, Vayun.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. You seem ready?
Yep.
Okay. Your word is glyphosate or glyphosate?
Can I have all the information?
Yes, glyphosate is a noun. The first two parts are from Greek, and the last is an English combining form. Glyphosate is a non-selective organophosphate herbicide that is used to control herbaceous and woody weeds, especially on croplands. The lab where Michael works tests food products for traces of glyphosate and other herbicides sometimes employed during the growing process. Glyphosate.
Does this come from the Greek root glyph, meaning like carving?
I don't see that given here.
Okay. Can I have all the information?
Glyphosate, a noun. The first two parts are from Greek, and the last is an English combining form. Glyphosate is a non-selective organophosphate herbicide that is used to control herbaceous and woody weeds, especially on croplands. The lab where Michael works tests food products for traces of glyphosate and other herbicides sometimes employed during the growing process.
And can you repeat the language of origin?
The first two parts are from Greek, and the last is an English combining form.
Am I saying it correctly? Glyphosate?
We don't really answer that question, but we will jump in if we hear anything we wonder about.
All right, glyphosate. Glyphosate. Glyphosate.
Correct.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
He wasn't thrown off when he got that response to the etymology question. That was the combination of letters he had in his mind. Very Greek. And we've heard history, we've heard anatomy. There's an agriculture word for you.
Well done by Vayun. Our next speller here, of course, we're dealing with the virtual aspect, and this is very unique for all of us. And Sophia Lopez, the internet went out in her neighborhood. I mean, the timing of this.
Nightmare.
So she is now going to take part via her iPhone, and it's just good to have the Springfield, Ohio native, the 7th grader who's 13 years old, Sophia Lopez. Here's Dr. Bailey.
Sophia, this is Judge Brooks. I want to tell you something. There isn't a single person that's been involved in this 2021B that hasn't been near tears over technology and the internet. And I understand you've had some issues tonight, so we just want to tell you we're pulling for you, and you've done a great job of being persistent and patient, and we're ready for you to spell, and glad that you're here.
Thank you, Judge Brooks.
So you ready for your word?
Yes.
Your word is Yamamai.
Yamamai. May I have all the information, please?
Yes. Yamamai is a noun from Japanese. It's a large Japanese silkworm. As in, Etsu crouched by the Yamamai and asked it and all its family to get a move on, as he had a pair of slippers to make by Christmas. Yamamai.
Yamamai. Could you repeat the language of origin, please?
Japanese.
Yamamai. Y-A-M-A-M-A-I. Yamamai.
Correct. Wasn't it worth it?
Yes, thank you.
You talk about resilience, Kevin. I mean, that is tough to deal with, and she handled it perfectly.
Yeah, what a unique experience, and well done by Sophia. We're glad that she can continue to be a part of this as we are down to 20 spellers as the semifinals of the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee continues right after this.
A lot of folks are asking me lately how to get their dishes as clean as possible. I tell them, try Cascade Platinum plus the power of Oxy. It breaks down food soils, cleaning up to 99% of visible and invisible food residue. For a hygienic clean you can see and feel, try Cascade plus the power of Oxy.
Moment of truth. The dishes are clean, but are they dry? Yeah, they are. Thanks to Cascade Power Dry Rinse from the #1 most trusted brand. Get your dishes clean, dry, done. With Cascade Detergent plus Power Dry.
Check your credit scores for free and learn how you can improve them at Credit Karma.
Well, the Scripps National Spelling Bee Finals will be on Thursday, July 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 on the ESPN app as well in Orlando. You can also play along, my favorite, on ESPNU. Kevin Nagani alongside Paul Leffler. We started this with 209 spellers. We began the night entering round 7 with 30 spellers. Now down to 20 spellers in round number 8. This, though, is going to be a little bit different now. This is the vocab round. A lot quicker, 30 seconds. What can we anticipate here? This is not about spelling this round.
It isn't, and the Spelling Bee exists to promote literacy and word knowledge. So vocabulary's been a part of this for a while. This is the first time the viewers get to see it play out in real time and survive in advanced fashion. So the timing's a little quicker, only 30 seconds, and you have to pick A, B, or C. Which definition fits the word that you're given?
And it's not unique to just this year. Vocab was introduced in 2013. You just get to now see it and watch it play out on TV.
And the kids get to make that choice with all of us watching. No pressure.
Okay, let's go back and start round number 8 with our speller, Roy Seligman from the Bahamas. Dr. Bailey.
Hi, Roy.
Hi.
We're on to a word meaning round. Your word is vermivorous. If something is vermivorous, it A, feeds on worms, B, causes extreme annoyance, C, consists of long, slender threads.
Vermivorous, A, feeds on worms.
That is correct.
Thank you.
So we saw his root knowledge on display even in a vocab round.
Again, 30 seconds. This round will move very fast. Let's go to our next speller from the Jacksonville area, Eric Williams.
Hi, Eric.
Hi.
Your word is in situ. If you find something in situ, it is A, in its original position, B, in tremendous distress, C, in a state of serenity.
Can you repeat the answer choices?
If you find something in situ, it is A, in its original position, B, in tremendous distress, C, in a state of serenity.
A, in its original position.
That's correct.
Well, just like the spelling round, if you don't get it right, you're out. So, I mean, this is high stakes.
Eric's reaction says it all, right? Yes, as he moves on to the next round. Our next speller from Roanoke, Indiana, that is Ishan Ramrakiani.
Hi, Ishan.
Hi.
Here we go. Metanoia. Someone experiencing metanoia has A, a feeling of seeing or hearing something before, B, a fundamental mental or spiritual transformation, C, a fear of being followed by other people.
C, a fear of being followed by other people.
Someone experiencing metanoia has B, a fundamental mental or spiritual transformation.
Ishan, be very proud of yourself. You've made it so far in this competition, and we might see you back again.
Thank you.
I think it's very plausible, Kevin, that you hear metanoia, you think of paranoia. He sees fear. He says, okay, that's my connection here. You really have to know the words.
Let's go to Ananya Gautam, the 14-year-old 8th grader.
Hi, Ananya.
Hello, Dr. Billy.
Your word is abiogenesis. Abiogenesis refers to A, failure of a mirror or lens to produce a good image. B, the creation of living organisms from lifeless matter. C, an explanation or critical interpretation.
B, the creation of living organisms from lifeless matter.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just like the spelling rounds, there's an element here of the luck of the draw. One competitor might think the next word's a lot easier to figure out the definition for.
You see the multiple choice there, and you have that 30-second clock. Our next speller from Plainview, New York, Bhavana Madini.
Hi, Bhavana.
Hi.
Pentateuchal. Something described as Pentateuchal relates to A, an athletic contest consisting of 5 events. B, a 5-pointed mystical symbol used as an amulet. C, the first 5 books of the Old Testament. Pentateuchal.
C, the first 5 books of the Old Testament.
That's correct.
Thank you.
She may very well have studied how to spell the word Pentateuch, which is those first 5 books.
I'm going to took 5 seconds. She continues to move on. 19 spellers remain as the semifinals continue here on ESPN2.
How was your...
We have to get a new car.
Not with our credit.
Credit Karma can show us how to improve it for free.
Wow.
From free credit scores to auto loans and everything in between, Credit Karma. Download the app today.
Love you.
What'd you call me?
These aren't your normal nachos. Nuh-uh. With double the seasoned beef and a large drink for just $5, it deserves a name with some oomph. Something grand. Or grande. It's the $5 grande nachos, only at Taco Bell.
The Scripps National Spelling Bee has crowned 105 champions. For the first time since 1927, the boys are in the lead with 54 winners. The girls are 3 back at 51.
Semifinals of the Scripps National Spelling Bee continues. Kevin Nagani alongside Paul Leffler. We are not in the spelling round. We are now in the word meaning round. And I've got to tell you, Paul, my stomach is at the bottom of the floor here because it's 30 seconds on the clock. And when these contestants are up there, what can they ask Dr. Bailey and the judges?
Well, not a lot because there's not a lot of time. So you can say, can you repeat the word, please? And he will. And can you repeat the question and answer choices? So the A, B, or C, because some of them sound like they're almost right.
Yeah.
And you may be weighing 2 real strong choices and have to settle on one in that allotted time.
You would think at home, too, like, oh, it's multiple choice. It's going to be easier. No, the more choices doesn't make it easier in the process here. As we continue, 19 spellers remain. Srithan Gaujula from Waxhaw, North Carolina. He's our next speller.
Hi, Srithan.
Hello.
Xylotomous. Something that is xylotomous, A, can be played as a series of chimes. B, is able to bore through wood. C, causes bad breath.
B is able to bore through wood.
Correct.
Thank you.
He recognized that the beginning of that word was related to wood, the root for wood. So that was a big help.
So Shrithon moves on here, and we will now go to Sophia Lopez. Again, I want to remind the audience the backstory. Sophia, unfortunately, the internet, as we are doing this virtually, went out in her neighborhood. So she is conducting this semifinal via her iPhone. Sophia from Springfield, Ohio. Dr. Bailey.
Hello again, Sophia.
Hello again, Sophia.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Your word is pomacious.
Pomacious.
If something is pomacious, it relates to A, ceremonial display, B, a fragrant hairdressing, C, apples.
Could you repeat the options, please?
If something is pomacious, it relates to A, ceremonial display, B, a fragrant hairdressing, C, apples.
B, a fragrant hairdressing.
If something is pomacious, it relates to C, apples.
Sophia, we're proud of you, and we'll hope we see you back. And thank you again for being part of the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Thank you.
She does have one more year of eligibility, and you can't help but wonder, would it be different if she didn't have the hang-ups that she had to fight through that others didn't?
Our next speller, once again, is celebrating her 13th birthday. That is Isabella Fletcher from Steubenville, Ohio.
Hi, Isabella.
Hi.
Oostigite. What is an oostigite? A part of a receptacle for eggs in a crustacean. B, a deposit hanging from the roof or sides of a cave. C, one of a cloud of icy bodies at the edge of the solar system. Oostigite.
B, a deposit hanging from the roof or sides of a cave.
What is an oostigite? It's a part of a receptacle for eggs in a crustacean.
Isabella, you'd be proud of yourself for as far as you've come in this competition, and you're another one. We'll hope to see you back.
Thank you.
Great message from Judge Brooks there.
And the beginning of that word is very unique, and it does refer to egg, that root. And, you know, with the pressure only 30 seconds, you might not recognize something you would if you were spelling the word with more time.
Okay, we continue as 17 spellers remain. Ashrita Gundari from Ashburn,
Hi,
Virginia.
Ashrita.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Cataplexy. What is cataplexy? A, sudden loss of muscle power after an emotional stimulus. B, the use of the wrong word for the context. C, extreme misfortune leading to tragic consequences. Cataplexy.
A, sudden loss of muscle power after an emotional stimulus.
That is correct.
Thank you so much.
Kevin, does this feel more nerve-wracking than the spelling?
I'm telling you, it does.
Wow.
My stomach is in knots as we continue. To the bee-themed room is Avani Joshi.
Vitaliginous. Something that is vitaliginous produces A, the yolk of an egg, B, moving images, C, cavernous echoes.
A, the yolk of an egg.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Only 30 seconds, but so much suspense that you're feeling here.
Absolutely. Well done by Avani as we continue. 17 spellers remain. The 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee continues after this.
Hey, new toy?
Bought it with my Credit Karma Money debit card and won a reimbursement. With all the money I saved, I'm gonna buy
A new TV?
a new TV.
Get paid back for the stuff you pay for with Instant Karma.
These aren't your normal nachos. Nuh-uh. With double the seasoned beef and a large drink for just $5, it deserves a name with some oomph. Something grand. Or grande. It's the $5 grande nachos, only at Taco Bell.
Semifinals of the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee continues right here on ESPN2 virtually. Paul Leffler, Kevin Nagandi here with you. In this round, we are in the word meaning round where 30 seconds provided to the spellers to answer after Dr. Bailey reads the question and all three answer choices as we continue to our speller from Castle Pines, Colorado, Kathleen Harper-Kesey. Here is Dr. Bailey.
Hello again, Kathleen.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Your word meaning round word is argentus. If something is argentus, it contains A, secret vocabulary, B, silver, C, clay.
A, secret vocabulary.
I'm sorry, if something is argentus, it contains B, silver.
All right. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, and Kathleen, so many spellers and others that are watching are so proud that you made it this far, so congratulations.
Thank you.
I really do think this is more nerve-wracking for the spellers because so much of their preparation is how to spell a word. It involves the meaning, but now it's all on do you pick the right choice? It's a very different piece of the competition that we're seeing play out this way for the first time
And
ever.
the uniqueness, play it out also on camera, right? That is a completely different scenario. As we continue with 16 spellers still alive in the semifinals, Zaila Avantgarde from Harvey, Louisiana.
Hi, Zaila.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Okay. Your word meaning round word is encephalopathy. What is encephalopathy? A, a disease causing alterations of brain structure. B, a graphical recording of the rhythms of the heart. C, the ability to read another person's thoughts. Encephalopathy.
Encephalopathy. A disease causing alterations of brain structure.
That's correct.
Thank you.
She recognized the piece of that word that has to do with the head, so she knew it was the brain, not the heart.
Talked about Zaila, and she wants to be an NBA coach or a NASA scientist. Her favorite TV show, Key and Peele, as we continue. A 10-year-old from Keller, Texas, the fifth grader, Vivinsha Viduru.
Hi, Vivinsha.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Your word is paramimia. What is paramimia? A, assistance with emergency medical treatment. B, organizing civilians in a military fashion. C, misuse of gestures in expressing thought.
C, misuse of gestures in expressing thought.
That's correct.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
She might have picked up on the root of that word that has to do with mimic. If you mimic someone, it's considered a misuse, inappropriate.
So 16 spellers remain, 5 from the state of Texas. Let's stay there, Plano, Texas. Drew Baratia, the 12-year-old who's in 7th grade from Wilson Middle School.
Hi, Drew.
Hello.
Your word is utricle. What is a utricle? A large South American semi-aquatic rodent. B, a song without instruments in which people sing different parts. C, a small pouch in the body of an animal or plant.
Can you please repeat the word?
Utricle.
A utricle is a small pouch in the body of an animal or plant.
And that is correct.
Thank you.
Keep exhaling. The relief. And we saw that from this young man last time.
Okay, let's continue to Waco, Texas. Another 12-year-old, 6th grader, Vihanrai Sybil.
Hey, Dr. Bailey.
Hey, Vihan. Your word is vivarium. Which of the following is an example of a vivarium? A, an open-air bathing establishment. B, a glass enclosure with reptiles and tropical plants. C, an institution for rest and recuperation from chronic illnesses. Can we see your hands?
Yeah, my bad. B, a glass enclosure with reptiles and tropical plants.
That's correct.
I got it right!
Yes, you did.
Sure
An
did.
aquarium is a glass enclosure. A terrarium is a glass enclosure. He found the parallel thought there. Well done.
We're all Vihan. If I got that right, I'd be screaming it to the neighborhood as well.
Amen.
Oh, more reactions continue here on a very special night as the semifinals continue with 16 spellers remaining. The dream to Orlando still alive.
Hey, what's that?
Bought groceries with my Credit Karma Money debit card and won a reimbursement. So I bought myself this trophy.
And filled it with nachos. Don't say it.
Nacho trophy.
Get paid back for the stuff you pay for with Instant Karma.
These aren't your normal nachos. Nuh-uh. With double the seasoned beef and a large drink for just $5, it deserves a name with some oomph. Something grand. Or grande. It's the $5 grande nachos, only at Taco Bell.
Reminding you, we'll have Game 5 between the Suns and Clippers tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN and the ESPN app, with Phoenix up 3-1. Sports Center starting with El Duncan and myself at 6 p.m. Then Stephen A. Smith starting our coverage at 7 Eastern, followed by the Countdown crew, who will take you right up to game time, 9 Eastern. That is tomorrow on ESPN as well as the ESPN app. Back here in studio, Paul Leffler, Kevin Agandi here as we continue the word meaning rounds. And I will call this the round of stress, Paul. It's 30 seconds of just stress.
Exactly. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It's a different kind of processing for these spellers. Before, they've had all these words, and they just say, what's this part, what's this part? Now they have to digest all 3 of those options and say, which one really fits? Is there a clue somewhere on that screen that I'm looking at that's going to help me make the right choice? And they really don't have much time to do it. I think it is definitely more stressful than the spelling rounds.
Okay, we are down to 16 in the semifinals, and you talked about the choices, multiple choices in these 30 seconds. Let's continue here as we get ready for our next speller and stay in the state of Texas. From Round Rock, Texas, that's Akshani Kama coming up, the 7th grader who's 13. Dr. Bailey, take it away.
Need a masseuse. Hi, Akshani.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Algophobia. Algophobia is the fear of A, plants, B, blood, C, pain.
C, pain.
Correct.
Thank you.
She recognized that root at the front of the word, like you'd have in myalgia or analgesic. It's that ALG that gave it away.
Okay, Akshani, moving on. The 13-year-old. Let's stay in the state of Texas, Round Rock. Let's go to 10-year-old Tharini Nandakumar, the 5th grader.
Hi, Tarini.
Hi.
Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Onomasial logic. What might be described as onomasial logic? A, the study of the brain and its anatomy. B, collecting lists of words for similar or associated concepts. C, composing poetry rich with natural sounds.
C. Composing poetry rich with natural sounds.
I'm sorry, what might best be described as onomasial logic is B, collecting lists of words for similar or associated concepts.
I was concerned she
You know
might
that all
make
those
that
young
choice.
spellers and viewers out there are looking at you and saying, I want to be her. She's in 5th grade and 10 years old. I want to do what she's done. So we're going to hope that you keep doing it, and we'll see you back. Good luck.
And she has 3 more years to do that, but it sounds a lot like onomatopoeia, which is a literary device that has to do with natural sounds. So I think that was a red herring for her.
By the way, keep an eye on Tarini, as Judge Brooks talked about. Being only 10 to get this far in the semifinals, very impressive stuff. Let's go to Maya Jean Jandov.
Hi, Maya.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Your word-meaning word is cacodoxy. Cacodoxy is A, laughter in a harsh or sharp manner. B, teaching contrary to accepted standards. C, flexible resin used as an adhesive.
Can you please repeat the choices?
Cacodoxy is A, laughter in a harsh or sharp manner. B, teaching contrary to accepted standards. C, flexible resin used as an adhesive. Cacodoxy.
Cacodoxy. Cacodoxy. B. Teaching contrary to accepted standards.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Similar roots to more familiar words like cacophony or orthodoxy, and she knows what those mean, so that helped her.
You got the quiet confidence there from the 12-year-old. Let's stay with another 12-year-old, 6th grader from Gale Ranch Middle School, Chaitra Thumala.
Hi, Chaitra. Your word is mythopoeia. Mythopoeia is a book listing medicine and drugs. B, a word that imitates the sound it denotes. C, creation of legends or traditional stories.
C, creation of legends and traditional stories.
That is correct.
Thank you.
The myth part of that word was a pretty clear choice for her. And assure, again, the element of the luck of the draw. There's some other spellers and vocab competitors here saying, I wish I had gotten that word.
Our final speller in this round, Vayun Krishna from Sunnyvale, California, the 14-year-old 8th grader from Challenger School.
Vayun, your next word is deferrization. Deferrization refers to A, the act of delaying something. B, the taming of wild animals. C, the removal of iron.
Can you repeat the choices?
Deferrization refers to A, the act of delaying something. B, the taming of wild animals. C, the removal of iron.
C, the removal of iron.
That is correct.
Thank you.
You recognize the Latin root for iron right in the middle of that word. The D prefix certainly helped.
Round number 8 in the books. Now we started the night with 30 spellers. We are now at 15 as the dream to Orlando continues for our final spellers. More after this.
Hey, what's that?
Bought groceries with my Credit Karma Money debit card and won a reimbursement. So I bought myself this trophy.
And filled it with nachos. Don't say it.
Nacho trophy.
Get paid back for the stuff you pay for with Instant Karma.
These aren't your normal nachos. Nuh-uh. With double the seasoned beef and a large drink for just $5, it deserves a name with some oomph. Something grand. Or grande. It's the $5 grande nachos, only at Taco Bell.
The 93rd Annual Scripps National Spelling Bee is brought to you by Regional Bee Sponsors. Be a champion for students with the Scripps National Spelling Bee in your town. And the E.W. Scripps Company. Back here in studio, Paul Leffler, Kevin Nagandi, as we continue the semifinals. We started off the night with 30 spellers. We're now down to 15. Here's the breakdown. 9 girls remain, 6 boys, 11 states represented, as well as the Bahamas. You see the average age at 12. We have a 10-year-old. We will follow the path of that 10-year-old as the night continues, as we have now moved into round number 9, Paul, and maybe a sigh of relief now as the round changes back to spelling.
You never thought you'd hear them say, I can't wait to spell again. Usually they kind of dread that moment where it's their turn. But now, after that vocab round and the tough break that 5 of those competitors suffered, I know everyone's ready to get back to what they're used to, what they've done more on this kind of setting. Okay,
by the way, this is all virtual as we continue the journey in the semifinals all the way till next week. Prime time, July 8th on ESPN2 from Orlando. Let's continue with our speller here to start the round, Roy Seligman.
Back again, Roy.
Hi.
Hi. Your word is potiche. Potiche is a vase having a separate cover, nearly vertical sides, a rounded shoulder, and a tapered neck.
Could I have the language of origin, please?
It was formed in French from a word originally of Germanic origin, potiche.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
I see just the one, potiche.
Potiche. Could I have all the information, please?
Yes, potiche is a noun formed in French from a word originally of Germanic origin. A potiche is a vase having a separate cover, nearly vertical sides, a rounded shoulder, and a tapered neck. After accidentally knocking the 19th century potiche off the display table, the appraiser lowered his initial estimate of the piece by nearly 100%.
Potiche. P-O-T-I-C-H-E. Potiche.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Very possibly a word he studied before, but the French on the derivation certainly helped clarify.
So Roy moves on to the next round. His favorite historical figure, I love this, Winston Churchill. Statesman. Let's continue here. Eric Williams from Fleming Island, Florida, the 8th grader who's 13 years old. Dr. Bailey.
Hi, Eric.
Hi.
Your word is orismology or arismology.
May I have the definition?
The science of defining technical terms. Orismology, arismology.
May I have the language of origin?
Both parts are originally Greek.
Does this come from Greekology, meaning the study of?
Yes.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
I see 2 variants. There's orismology and arismology.
I hope that
Can you
second
repeat
one
the
doesn't
definition?
throw him off.
The science of defining technical terms.
Can you use the word in a sentence?
At the Orismology Conference, Robert proposed the term not on Netflix, Hulu, Primophobia as the fear of being unable to find your favorite TV show on any streaming service.
Okay. Can you repeat the definition?
The science of defining technical terms. Orismology.
You said it was from Greek?
Yes, it's from originally Greek parts.
Orysmology. Orysmology. Orysmology.
I'm sorry, orysmology is Orismology.
Eric, just know that it's not just your sponsor, WJXT News 4, that's proud of you, but so many people that are watching and know you. You've done a great job, and congratulations.
Thank you.
That word meaning round felt so difficult. It's a natural inclination to think that these words are going to feel as or more difficult. And I think there he overcomplicated a little bit. He said Greek, maybe there's a Y in there because Greek has a lot of Ys and he hadn't seen it before.
Again.
That temptation may occur to others too in this round.
Yeah, and the environment's a little bit different. We've seen this with the spellers too. You take that little break, you're in your home or if you're at a place that's sponsoring you and you take yourself outside the elements, you're back into it. We saw a little nerves there with Eric as we continue. We are now down to 14 spellers here in the semifinals. And let's continue. Let's go to Maryland, 14-year-old 8th grader, Ananya Gautam.
Hello again, Ananya.
Hello, Dr. Bailey.
This word has a homonym. The word is dissentience or dissentience. It's a singular noun meaning the quality or state of disagreeing.
Dissensions. May I please have all the information?
This word has a homonym. The word is dissentience or dissentience. It's a noun. It's from Latin. It means the quality or state of disagreeing. Outspoken dissentience is not tolerated in a totalitarian state.
Can you please repeat the word?
Dissentience, dissentience.
Dissensions.
Could you say it again, please?
Dissensions.
Dissensions, dissentience.
Dissentience.
That temptation to overcomplicate is
Can you please
right there
repeat
with
the
this
sentence?
word too.
Outspoken dissentience is not tolerated in a totalitarian state.
Dissentience. Can you please repeat the language of origin?
Latin.
Inside 30 seconds, no more communication.
Dissensions. DISSENSCIENCE. Dissensions.
Dissensions is spelled DISSENTIENCE. So close.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Ananya, thank you for being part of the Scripps National Spelling Bee, especially during 2021 and your 8th grade year. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
And there are a lot of words that do have that combination of letters. It was a very plausible spelling. That I think the biggest clue was the word dissent, if she had thought of that and stuck with the T. But again, if you haven't seen it, very tough.
Ananya making many people proud, including Herbert Hoover Middle School, representing them in Maryland. Let's go to our next speller, Plainview, New York, 13-year-old 7th grader, Bhavana Madini.
Hi, Bhavana.
Hi.
Your word is monoceros.
Can you repeat the word?
Monoceros.
Can I have the definition?
A monoceros is a fish with one horn-like process.
Can I have the part of speech?
Noun.
Can I have the language of origin?
It went from Greek to Latin to French to English.
She knows her Greek roots. This one's fairly
can I have
simple.
a sentence?
Amanda was about to order the monoceros fillet until the waiter described it as the slimy, ruthless unicorn of the sea. Monoceros.
Does this come from the Greek root mono, meaning one?
You're on the right track.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
I see just the one, monoceros.
Monoceros, Monoceros, monoceros.
That is correct.
Thank you.
This year's bee has had a lot of fish-related words. Maybe there are more to come.
Got me in the mood for seafood as we continue here. 13 spellers remain in the semifinals. You're watching it right here on ESPN2.
Hey, new toy?
Bought it with my Credit Karma Money debit card and won a reimbursement. With all the money I saved, I'm gonna buy
A new TV?
a new TV.
Get paid back for the stuff you pay for with Instant Karma.
These aren't your normal nachos. Nuh-uh. With double the seasoned beef and a large drink for just $5, it deserves a name with some oomph. Something grand. Or grande. It's the $5 grande nachos, only at Taco Bell.
The words in the B can be intimidating. Can you spell luge? Luge was the winning word in 1984, the shortest championship word in bee history. Over 3 decades later, Scherenschnitte, all 15 letters of it became the longest winning word in the history of the bee.
We continue the semifinals here on ESPN2, the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee. Paul Leffler, Kevin Nagandi here with you. All right, as we take a look at what a speller may ask, as we have 13 spellers remaining, Paul.
Those are the questions that the pronouncers will actually answer for them, and they're all helpful in different ways. Sometimes it's an alternate pronunciation, sometimes it's recognizing a word in the definition. The part of speech oftentimes will give you the ending of a word, the language of origin, we've talked about those clues, and sometimes just hearing it said in context in a sentence triggers a touch point for you.
We continue with our judges, Brian Sietzma, of course, Mary Brooks, and our pronouncer, a familiar face, Dr. Jacques Bailey, and our next speller, Shrithan Gajula.
Hi, Srithan.
Hi.
Okay, your word has a homonym, and the word is sloe. This sloe is a small dark-colored plum with astringent green flesh that is the fruit of the blackthorn and is used especially for preserves and as a flavoring for beverages.
Slow. May I have all the information, please?
Sloe has a homonym. It's a noun. It's originally English. This sloe is a small dark-colored plum with astringent green flesh that is the fruit of the blackthorn and is used especially for preserves and as a flavoring for beverages. Juanita detected the distinct flavor of sloe in her drink.
Slow. S-L-O-E. Slow.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Knowing it was a homonym told him, I know one way it's not going to be spelled, and pretty evident that he had studied that slow before as well.
Shrithan's got such a great story. Of course, winning his region inside where? The stadium where the Carolina Panthers play, right?
Wow.
Our next speller, Ashritha Gadari from Ashburn, Virginia.
Hi, Ashrita.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Your word is asterixis. This is a motor disorder characterized by jerking movements as of the outstretched hands and associated with various encephalopathies due especially to faulty metabolism. Asterixis.
Asterixis? Is this Greek?
It's made up of originally Greek parts. Asterixis.
May I have all the information, please?
Certainly. Asterixis is a noun made up of originally Greek parts. Asterixis is a motor disorder characterized by jerking movements as of the outstretched hands and associated with various encephalopathies due especially to faulty metabolism. The flapping motion of the outstretched hand associated with asterixis can be a sign of liver, kidney, or heart problems, among other things. Asterixis.
Asterixis. Does this come from the Latin root aster, meaning inferior?
I don't see that here.
Remember, it was
Thank
Greek
you.
roots.
It's made up of originally Greek parts.
Okay. Does this come from the Greek prefix a, meaning not?
Yes.
May I have the part of speech one more time?
It's a noun.
Asterixis. Can you repeat all of the pronunciations again?
There's just asterixis.
Can you repeat the definition, please?
A motor disorder characterized by jerking movements as of the outstretched hands and associated with various encephalopathies due especially to faulty metabolism. Asterixis.
Remember we talked about Greek and the letter Y. Would she be tempted to put one where it doesn't belong? That's one thing to watch for here.
Asterixis. A-S-T-E-R-I-X-I-S. Asterixis.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Wow.
She has appeared to be as confident and poised as any speller in this competition tonight.
No doubt about it for the 14-year-old. Let's go to Illinois. 13-year-old, 8th grader, Avani Joshi. Dr. Bailey.
Hi, Avani.
Hello.
Lophophytosis or lophophytosis.
Lophophytosis. May I have the definition, please?
A contagious skin disease of fowls caused by a fungus. Lophophytosis, lophophytosis.
Is this from Greek?
Both parts are originally Greek.
Lophophytosis. May I please have all the information?
There are two variants. There's lophophytosis and lophophytosis, a noun made up of originally Greek elements. Lophophytosis is a contagious skin disease of fowls caused by a fungus, as in, Julia's friends politely asked her to stop yelling out lophophytosis every time one of them began a why did the chicken cross the road joke.
Greek.
Can you pronounce the word again?
Sure. Lophophytosis, lophophytosis.
Multiple parts of this word are characteristically Greek.
It's a contagious skin disease of fowls caused by a fungus.
And you said both parts derive from Greek?
That's correct.
Can you pronounce the word again?
Lophophytosis, lophophytosis.
Can you pronounce it one more time again, please?
Lophophytosis, lophophytosis.
Lophophytosis. Lophophytosis. Lophophytosis.
That's correct.
Thank you.
She knew the PH times 2 plus the Y because of Greek, and I think the fact, oh, look at that.
I love it.
Did that make your night or what?
Yes.
The long O sound took away that possibility that a schwa could throw her off course.
And that just says it all, right? The reaction of the family inside the room, all holding their breath as we continue. Let's go to Louisiana. Zaila Avantgarde, the 14-year-old 8th grader.
Hi, Zaila.
Hi.
Your word is solidungulate.
Solidungulate. Does this word contain the Latin past participle suffix ate?
I don't see that given here.
Does this word contain the Latin solid, which solidus, which basically means solid?
Yes.
Does this word contain the Latin ungule, which means hoof?
You're on the right track.
Solidungulate. What's the definition?
Solidungulate or solidungulate means having a single hoof on each foot. As in, Jasmine's little brother said he wished he was a solidungulate mammal because then he would never have to wash between his toes.
Solidungulate. Solidungulate. S-O-L-I-D-U-N-G-U-L-A-T-E. Solidungulate.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Her command of Greek and Latin roots has been very impressive. Usually that bodes very well in the long term.
You could see with her questions, Aila was in complete control, knew that answer. As 13 spellers remain, our semifinals continue on ESPN2 after this.
How was your...
We have to get a new car.
Not with our credit.
Credit Karma can show us how to improve it for free.
Wow.
From free credit scores to auto loans and everything in between, Credit Karma. Download the app today.
Love you.
What'd you call me?
These aren't your normal nachos. Nuh-uh. With double the seasoned beef and a large drink for just $5, it deserves a name with some oomph. Something grand. Or grande. It's the $5 grande nachos, only at Taco Bell.
Now, the Scripps National Spelling Bee Finals will be on Thursday, July 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2 as well as on the ESPN app. Cannot wait to go to the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Disney World Resort as we get you ready, and many of these spellers looking forward to that, circling that dream as you take a look at the spelling bee history. It started in 1925. No truth to the rumor that Paul was on the desk and commenting about the spellers, but he has seen his share of things, right? And that is through 15 years of experience. And then of our last bee, the Octo Champs, the group of co-champs.
They really changed things, and we're seeing some of the ripple effects in this year's bee. I'll tell you one thing hasn't changed, Kevin. It's the intensity, the zero margin for error, the pressure that these young people must feel. But how they handle it is always so impressive.
You know, one person that is handling it so well, a 10-year-old from Keller, Texas, Vivinsha Viduru, the final 10-year-old still alive. There were 209 spellers at the start. 9 of them were 10-year-olds. She's the final one. Let's go to the pronouncer, Dr. Jacques Bailey.
Hi, Vivinsha.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Here we go again. Your word is paravane.
Paravane? Can I have the definition?
You certainly may. It's a torpedo-shaped underwater protective device with saw-like teeth in its forward end, towed from the bow of a ship in mined areas to sever the moorings of mines.
Paravane? Can I have the alternate pronunciation?
Just paravane.
Paravane? Can I have the language of origin?
It consists of an originally Greek and an originally English part.
Does it have the Greek root para, meaning beside?
Yes.
That's the
Paravane?
right one.
Can you please use it in a sentence?
The Military Museum's World War II display about naval warfare included a model of a paravane.
Paravane? Can I have the part of speech?
Noun.
Paravane, can you repeat the definition?
A torpedo-shaped underwater protective device with saw-like teeth in its forward end, towed from the bow of a ship in mined areas to sever the moorings of mines. Can you say it again?
Paravane?
Paravane.
Paravane? Does it have the Middle English root vane, meaning a device that turns?
I don't. You may be on the right track there.
Paravane. P-A-R-A-V-A-N-E. Paravane.
That is correct.
Thank you so much.
We know that every one of these spellers is precocious and prodigious, but to hear a 10-year-old ask a Middle English root for a device that turns, I don't know if I've ever heard that before. Boy, she is something.
I want to remind our viewers here, 6 spellers remain. This will be the final round of the semifinals as we have 13 spellers continuing. Vivinsha, what I love about the backstory is she's into Legos, and she created her own spelling bee competition out of Legos. That is fantastic.
I
She
wonder-
will continue.
I think she made a Lego Paravane. I wonder. But you said last round. That means any speller that gets it right this round,
Yes.
they're going to Orlando.
Orlando, yes. On July 8th on ESPN2 in prime time. Our next speller, Drew Baratia from Plano, Texas, the 12-year-old 7th grader from Wilson Middle School.
Hi, Drew.
Hello.
Ready?
Yes.
Your word is calamus. Calamus is the a calamus is the barrel of a feather, a quill. Calamus.
Can I please have the rest of the information, please?
Sure. Calamus is a noun. It's from a word that went from Greek to Latin. A calamus is the barrel of a feather, a quill. Abigail watched in fascination as the historical reenactor carved a calamus into a quill pen.
Can you please repeat the origin of the word?
It's from a word that went from Greek to Latin, calamus.
Calamus. Can you please repeat the definition one more time?
A calamus is the barrel of a feather, a quill. Calamus.
Calamus.
So it's a noun, which helps them with the ending.
Calamus. C A L A M U S. Calamus.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Going to Orlando, Kevin. I mean,
Congrats
that's what
to
we get
Drew.
to say after each one of these right answers the rest of this round.
Okay, 5 spellers remain here in this round. Vihanrai Sybil from Waco, Texas, 6th grader.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Hi, Vihan. Your word is niton or neton.
Can I have all the information, please?
Certainly. Niton or neton is a noun. It's from a Latin part plus an originally Greek part. Niton is a heavy radioactive gaseous element of the group of inert gases formed by disintegration of radium and used similarly to radium in medicine. It's called also radon. Niton, neton, as in niton is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States, according to the Environmental Protection Agency.
Can I have the language of origin, please?
It's from a Latin part plus an originally Greek part.
The definition?
A heavy radioactive gaseous element of the group of inert gases formed by disintegration of radium and used similarly to radium in medicine. It's also called radon. Niton, neton.
Only 2 syllables. What have we said about short words?
Are there any alternate pronunciations? Could you just repeat them once?
Niton and neton.
So tempting to make it more complicated.
Niton. Niton. Niton.
That's correct.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's... Whoa. Okay.
Whoa is right. A way to resist the temptation to make it tougher than it is.
All right.
The eyes said it all. Good thing he said an I, not a Y.
Yeah, Vihan, though, wants to just celebrate right now, and he's going to Orlando, the Texas native, as the Texas run continues. Akshani Kama from Round Rock, Texas, up next.
Hi, Akshani.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Your word is vril. Vril
Vril.
it's the nose first spinning descent of an airplane deliberately induced as a maneuver. Vril.
Vril. Can I have all of the information, please?
Vril is a noun from French, which formed it from a Latin word. Vril is the nose first spinning descent of an airplane deliberately induced as a maneuver. The air show spectators were speechless when the airplane dived into a vril and then abruptly changed direction and soared into the sky again. Vril.
Vril. Can you repeat the word, please?
Vril.
And this is French, right?
It came from French, which formed it from a Latin word.
Okay.
Which helps
Vril.
clarify the end.
V-R-I-L-L.
E. Brill.
That's correct.
Thank you.
She couldn't hold it back there, Kevin. I mean, she knew it from the get-go, and now she knows she's going to Orlando.
That quiet confidence from McShaney as she is going to Orlando as 3 spellers remain here in the final round.
Check your credit scores for free and learn how you can improve them at Credit Karma.
These aren't your normal nachos. Nuh-uh. With double the seasoned beef and a large drink for just $5, it deserves a name with some oomph. Something grand. Or grande. It's the $5 grande nachos, only at Taco Bell.
Our semifinals continue here. 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee, as we have 3 more spellers left in this semifinal round. 13 spellers remain overall. Let's go to Wisconsin. Maya Jean Jadov and Dr. Bailey.
Hi, Maya.
Hi.
Your word is Mariolatry. Or
Mariolatry.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Mariolatry. Can I please have the definition?
Mariolatry is the worship of the Virgin Mary.
Mariolatry. Are there any alternate pronunciations?
There's a slight variant. I don't usually do it in my own speech, but it's Mariolatry or Mariolatry.
Okay. Mariolatry. Can I have the language of origin, please?
This word was formed in English from a name that went from Hebrew to Greek to Latin, plus a Greek element. Mariolatry.
Does this come from the Greek latry, meaning worship?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you please repeat all the information?
Mariolatry or Mariolatry is a noun. It was formed in English from a word that went from Hebrew to Greek to Latin, plus a Greek element. It means the worship of the Virgin Mary, as in, an ancient heretical sect called the Collyridians practiced Mariolatry by making bread rolls that their priestesses offered as a form of sacrifice. Neat fact.
Mariolatry.
Could that definition throw
Can you
her
pronounce
off?
the word again, please?
Mariolatry or Mariolatry?
Mariolatry. Mariolatry. Mariolatry.
Mariolatry is spelled Mariolatry. Sorry, Maya.
Maya, you did a great job, and we're so proud of you and that you've advanced this far in the Scripps National Spelling Bee. We wish you the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It never gets easy to watch that. You know how many very difficult words she could spell, and when you hear the name Mary, you think, okay, the Y is going to be there. Not there.
She's 12 years old. We're going to see her again.
No doubt.
No doubt about it. She was a strong candidate. Fantastic run. Our next speller, let's go to California. Chaitra Thumala.
Hi.
Hello again, Chaitra. Your word is Fabian.
Fabian may have all the information.
All the information?
Yeah.
Okay. Fabian is an adjective. It's from Latin, which formed it from a Roman name. It means notably conservative and cautious in making advances or changes, as in, Carla considers her dad positively Fabian because the only TikTok dances he knows are So 2 years ago. So 2 years ago.
Could you repeat the word?
Fabian.
Fabian. Are there any alternate pronunciations?
There's just the one, Fabian.
Fabian. Fabian. Fabian.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Again, so key in a round like this. There has been a little pattern here. The risk of overcomplicating or making it more intricate than it really is, and she resisted that urge.
Chaitra going to Orlando. By the way, our spellers in this round entering did not know if they were going to go to Orlando in advance, so it will be a surprise to them once they hear the news. Our final speller of this round in the semifinals, Vayun Krishna from Sunnyvale, California, the 14-year-old.
Hi, Dr. Bailey.
Hey, Vayun. Okay, this word has a homonym. The word is scabious. This is any plant of a genus of Old World herbs having terminal heads of flowers subtended by a leafy involucre and flowers with a 5-cleft, often double-lipped corolla and 4 stamens.
Can you repeat the word?
Scabious.
Scabious, can I have all the information?
Scabious is a noun. It came to English from Latin. Scabious means any plant of a genus of Old World herbs having terminal heads of flowers subtended by a leafy involucre and flowers with a 5-cleft, often double-lipped corolla and 4 stamens. As in, the nectar-rich flowers of the scabious are attractive to many moths and butterflies.
Okay, does this come from like, wait, can you repeat the language of origin?
English, it came to English from Latin.
Does it come from like the Latin root ius or ius, meaning like a genus or something relating?
I don't see that here.
That could take him off track. The fact that this is a noun could really throw him.
Can I have all the information again?
Because it doesn't behave like one.
Scabious is a noun, and it came to English from Latin. It means any plant of a genus of Old World herbs having terminal heads of flowers subtended by a leafy involucre and flowers with a 5-cleft, often double-lipped corolla and 4 stamens. The nectar-rich flowers of the scabious are attractive to many moths and butterflies.
All right. Scabious. S C A B I U S. Scabious.
Scabious is spelled S-C-A-B-I-O-U-S. Tricky.
It's so close, and we know how hard that you have worked as well for many years, but especially 2019 and 2021. Congratulations. We expect to hear great things about you in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vayun.
When there are exceptions to rules, it is so difficult for spellers. One of the basic rules is adjective OUS, noun US. That's an exception to that rule. There actually is an adjective with the same spelling. Real tough break on that part of speech.
We heard Judge Mary Brooks talk about Vayun's run. 2019, he finished tied for 26th. So he is semifinalist, as we are now down to 11 spellers. More after this.
These aren't your normal nachos. Nuh-uh. With double the seasoned beef and a large drink for just $5, it deserves a name with some oomph. Something grand. Or grande. It's the $5 grande nachos, only at Taco Bell.
And then there were 11. And you see the reaction and all the big smiles as they are going to Orlando. What a night, a very special night. Our semifinalists are now finalists. The Scripps National Spelling Bee Finals will be on Thursday, July 8th, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. And we will see those 11 contestants in Orlando. Great to have Paul Leffler here to kind of get his final thoughts. As we see the breakdown, 11 spellers, 4 boys, 7 girls. How about, and you mentioned this during the broadcast early on, Texas always represents 4 Texans going to Orlando.
We've seen many Texan champions in recent vintage, and there is some pride in that state. I mean, you go back to the 80s, and there were champions from there. There's some pride in Texas that this spelling competition really means something, and I think the competition they get there in Texas helps prepare them for this competition. But tonight, I think what really got my attention was the impact of the word meaning round. And we saw 5 spellers, 5 of the top 20 spellers in the country go out because they couldn't make the right multiple choice guess on a vocabulary question. It's the first time we've seen that played out live on TV in do or die fashion with only 30 seconds. And if it continues to be a part of this competition, I know that the competitors, Kevin, are going to have to prepare a little differently. It's almost probably like studying for the SAT or something like that. You're really going to have to drill on the vocab.
Different element as well, doing it virtually. Your experience with the virtual, idea and the concept, especially in this round when you go in the semifinals and then you go to the vocabulary round, it's 30 seconds, and now you're doing a multiple choice there in front of a camera.
Yeah, and it's kind of an emotional yo-yo, right? The spellers have that groove. They practice for hours on spelling words. All of a sudden, it's like, breaking their thumb and they have to shoot a free throw left-handed. I mean, it really is that drastic of a difference in the execution of that task. So hats off to the spellers that made it through that. They'll have to do it again in Orlando. The second round, when we get to the finals, will be a word meaning round. So it's probably good that they had that experience on live television doing it here tonight.
By the way, Sophia Lopez, she experienced a lot in Ohio. The internet went down in the semifinals, and then she found a way to come back on the iPhone. We want to also just celebrate her for her resilience, because that is nerve-wracking for an event like this, and then you don't have the internet, and then you have to do it via the iPhone.
I can't imagine what it was like for Sophia tonight. I mean, it's the one thing that you're praying does not happen, then it does. And oh, by the way, she has to do the word meaning round on an iPhone, trying to look at that little screen and figure out A, B, and C. And I'm sure under different circumstances, the nerves maybe wouldn't have been as severe. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see her again.
We have a 10-year-old, Vivinsha Viduru, also from Texas. There were 9 10-year-olds at the start of this with 209 contestants. She's the final 10-year-old standing, and you get to see her in the big elements on the big stage, July 8th, of course, 8 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN2. Your lasting impression of what this whole experience has been like? First off, it's just great to talk about this once again, considering what we went through last year. And I thought, Jacques Bailey and our judges, Sietsma and Brooks, did a fantastic job. They're here on campus for the first time dealing with this as well, virtually.
Absolutely. Everybody who had a hand in this. I mean, this took a lot of creativity, a whole lot of teamwork, obviously some technical skill and execution. And yeah, you see the heart of Mary Brooks as she talks to those young people. This is her 50th year as part of the Scripps National Spelling Bee. I know her 99-year-old mother is watching back home in Iowa, and that smile shows you how much she loves these young people. And you heard it in her compassion for them all night long.
Hi, Mom. Right, well, for all of us, right? We're going to all say hi to moms. They're the real MVPs, of course. Look at the celebration. We will wrap things up and get you ready for a special night, July 8th in Orlando, with our 11 finalists right after this.
These aren't your normal nachos. Nuh-uh. With double the seasoned beef and a large drink for just $5, it deserves a name with some oomph. Something grand. Or grande. It's the $5 grande nachos, only at Taco Bell.
Damn bored.
The octopus is one of the most fascinating creatures in the ocean.
All right, check this out.
Wow! Look at it floating.
Octopus! Wow. Dad, that's an octopus cyanea.
You're right, it is.
Fantastic night here. Paul Leffler, Kevin Agandi back with you with the semifinals of the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee. We had 30 spellers at the start of the night. We are now down to 11. Again, we started this on June 12th, and here are the finalists now going to Orlando on July 8th on ESPN2 prime time. And you see the mixture. We have somebody, Roy Seligman from the Bahamas, joining us. It's just great to see a variety of states represented as well.
And only twice in the Spelling Bee's history has there been someone outside of the 50 states to win it all, and Roy will have that chance. Zaila has set Guinness World Records with her basketball ball handling skills. How's she going to handle those words in Florida? And if I could give any piece of advice to those 11 spellers, it's take the next 11 days that you have and put yourself in the crucible. Practice those 30-second multiple choice vocabulary simulations, because I don't know if it's the knowledge as much as the performance under pressure in a short time frame that threw some of them off here tonight.
30 seconds is the key, and as you mentioned, we lost 5 spellers in that round alone. For our final thoughts, let's go to the editorial director of the Scripps National Spelling Bee. That is Corey Leffler. Hello, Corey.
This marks the end of the semifinals. To the 11 spellers remaining in the competition, congratulations! You are our 2021 finalists. You'll be competing for the championship live from the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex near Orlando, Florida. Fans, thank you for watching, and we hope you join us on Thursday, July 8th for the finals of the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee. Thursday, July 8th at 8 p.m. on ESPN2.
Corey, thank you. We're logging off from the virtual experience, okay? The reaction, though, priceless. The dream to go to Orlando is now reality for 11 spellers as the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee Finals will take place Thursday night, July 8th at 8 Eastern on ESPN. For Paul Leffler and our outstanding crew, I'm Kevin Nagandi saying good night, and we'll see you in Orlando.
The nation's largest and longest-running educational program is back. That's right. After a year away, the Scripps National Spelling Bee returns in 2021 and from a new location. This year's Bee will be coming live from the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex at Walt Disney World Resort near Orlando, Florida. Back with all the drama and emotions from years past. The 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee will be one to remember.